The goal of my research is to address some persistent achievement gaps that we see between groups of students. Particularly, I'm interested in the gap between kids who come from lower income versus higher income homes, and I'm also really interested in the gap between kids who are English learners and kids who are native English speakers. I started out my career as an elementary school teacher. I taught kindergarten, first and second grade in a combined multi-age classroom. I realized early on in my career that I was not equipped with the knowledge and the skills that I needed to be an effective teacher for kids who really struggled with learning to read and kids who were English learners. And when I was a teacher, I found that when I looked for professional development, a lot of the professional development was centered around cute kind of classroom activities, but what I really wanted was some more sustained and deep professional development that would allow me to become a much better teacher for my students. We developed a framework to provide intervention to students and effective professional development to teachers. And we were working with schools that were rural schools around the country, and we needed to figure out how to get to as many teachers and schools as we could. And so we decided to use the power of the internet, and in our framework we actually connect with teachers using web-based video conferencing. And so each week teachers actually connect with a coach who's hundreds of miles away, and while they're teaching their intervention lesson, the coach can observe, can interact with the teacher and student, and they can talk about the lesson, they can discuss the strategies that they're using, whether they're appropriate or effective or not, and then afterwards they take a few minutes to debrief and talk about how things went, how the student responded, and where to go with their next lesson. Over the years, we've found many exciting results, but one that I think is the most exciting is that we've been able to show that this intervention, which is centered around professional development, has effects not only on teaching, but also on student learning. Regarding the student effects, we've found a few really important findings. One is that students who are in the intervention classrooms and are struggling with learning to read make much more progress across the school year than students who are in control classrooms. The second thing that we found, which is also, I think, really exciting, is that all students that are in the intervention teachers' classrooms make more progress than students in control classrooms, which shows that the professional development framework makes teachers a better reading teacher for all their students, not just their struggling students. I think that this research is really important because even though we're working with a very young age group, what we're trying to do is really help them become successful in school so that they have a sense of confidence, so that they participate in school, and as they get older, they engage with school, they're less likely to drop out, and they're much more likely to be productive members of society as they get older. As a UD faculty member, I'm building on this work through a new grant. As a principal investigator, along with other researchers from UD, UNC Chapel Hill, and Duke University, we were awarded a 5-year, $3.3 million grant from the Institute of Education Sciences. In the new grant, we're going to test this intervention very rigorously for English learners. And what we're checking to see is, does this intervention have the same kind of effects when used only with English learners? And results from this study will really help us to learn more about the types of instruction that's most effective for young students who are learning English as an additional language.